Welcome to Varsity. I'm Ryan Aber, joined by Scott Wright, here to talk about the small school football playoffs. Scott, a lot of big matchups here in the second round, especially in 4A when you look at 3 out of the 4, and if we had Douglas, wouldn't have been upset last week, we would have 4 out of 4, just excellent games. Real quick, Hilldale goes to Clinton. Hilldale went to the Tornado Bowl last year and won. Do you see that playing out again, or do you think the Red Tornadoes are going to get this one?
I think Clinton goes ahead and takes this one. I think that this team has taken another step forward this year. There were some questions about the ball club last year, and they've solidified things. Jaylee Range, a great running back, very good defensive team. I think that they're going to go ahead and close this one out. They're still not still, because Douglas was my original pick to win this thing, but they're now my pick to go ahead and finish this off. I think that they're the team to beat in 4A. But like you said, a lot of good games. Glenpool-Catoosa being another one that's really interesting.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. I've had Catoosa number 1 since they knocked off Wagner early in the district schedule, and they haven't been tested much, though. Glenpool, there's no doubt they've been tested. They struggled in the non-district portion of their schedule, but they played a lot of really good teams. In the district portion of the schedule, they played some tough games against Douglas, which they lost, Harrow, which they won, and I think going through those trials helps them right here, and my pick is Glenpool to pull off the upset.
I really like that. I think I think the Douglas upset loss to Woodward last week kind of skewed people's perception of that, how good that district really is. I think that Glenpool can pull it off as well.
And the bottom half of this bracket, you look, McGinnis has a really tough battle going to Sallisaw. Sallisaw's a team that lost their first couple games. I think people stopped thinking of them as a championship quality team, but they lost to a couple of really good teams in Arkansas that we don't know a whole lot about, and they've just done outstanding and won a tough 4A4.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the thing with them, is that we really don't know a ton about these guys. Like you said, they fell off the radar early, losing to some good out-of-state teams. They've been really good since then. Got another Obersti boy there running the show, and so I think that they're definitely a really talented team. McGinnis, Camden Tharp, Brandon Wynn, guys like that are really kind of the stud leaders for that team. Going to try to pull them through as they've adapted to Justin Jones' new system. Definitely going to be a heck of a ball game.
Yeah, and I look for Sallisaw to win this game as well. It's just a tough environment to play in over there, and they've been playing so well since those early losses, which the way that those teams have done since those losses has really shown that those are some pretty good games. And I look for the Black Diamonds to advance to play Wagner in the semis. Scott, 3A, you've got some really good matchups here, but the one I'm really looking at is Anadarko at Kingfisher. Anadarko, Sheldon Wilson, Kingfisher, such a good defense. How do you see this game playing out?
I think it's an amazing ball game, and it's almost sad that it's coming so early in the playoffs. This is semifinals type of ball game coming this week here in the second round. I've seen Kingfisher a couple of times, and that defense has been really impressive. You say, okay, they gave up 35 to Heritage Hall. Not very many people have held Heritage Hall to 35. A very impressive ball club. They held Bethany to 14 there in Kingfisher a couple of weeks ago. They've got the size up front. They've got enough speed on the back end to really contain a lot of different things. Containing Sheldon Wilson is a different story, but I think that they can play enough good defense to keep themselves in this game. They've got a little 2-quarterback system that works pretty well for them. Both guys can throw enough to not to keep defenses off balance, and so I think that they'll be able to keep themselves in this game. I don't know if they can pull off the upset victory. Probably end up picking Anadarko, but it's definitely going to be a great ball game.
Yeah, I've got Anadarko in this one as well. Looking at 2A, you mentioned that it's a shame that the Anadarko Kingfisher's coming so early. You've got another one in 2A that's a championship game type matchup with Millwood going to Davis. Two different contrasting styles in this one.
Yeah, it really is. It was fun going out to Millwood earlier this week. I talked to Mark Robinson, the middle linebacker, a big 220-pound middle linebacker, and he is just in love with the idea of this matchup, because he's the kind of guy that loves to get going downhill and go hit somebody, and that's the kind of football that Davis plays. He's not a big fan of going against the spread offense, because it really changes the game that he gets to play. But he is really fired up about getting to go against this team. Millwood will try to use their speed on the edge and try to take advantage of some things that way. With Demetric Sanders at quarterback, who's been running the ball really well, went for 290 yards from the quarterback position last week. Millwood ran for 511 overall. They'll try to use that kind of thunder and lightning combo that they've got with guys like Robinson running the ball inside and Sanders, Sheldon Bullock getting on the outside and using their speed to take advantage of Davis. But still, Davis has been the number one team pretty much all year. They seem to do what it takes this time of year to get the job done.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Davis in this one. I think that the wishbone option that Davis runs is just too much for Millwood at this stage of the game. That said, I really like Mark Robinson going against that defense because I think he's going to play such a critical role in trying to slow that down. But I think Davis is a little bit too much in this one. What's your pick?
I'm going with Davis based on the home field advantage. I think that will play a key factor. I think that they'll pull it off, and I still have them as my pick to win 2A overall. Really quality team. Jody Davis and I'm sorry, Jody Weber at Davis, and Cub fan memories clogging my brain at this point. Cole Weber, his son, at quarterback, running that offense really well, and so I think that they're on their way to a gold ball.
Should be a great week of football. Scott, thanks for joining us. And thank you. Check us out every day at newsok.com/varsity for the best high school coverage anywhere.